Hello, 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 everybody. How is everybody doing tonight? Everybody doing okay? Or today, this evening, whatever? How is everybody doing tonight? Hey, Sluggish Sleuth. How are you doing? I'm glad to see you in here tonight. How sad, y'all. How sad. And I know that Sluggish Sleuth has a big heart for Harmony Montgomery, you guys. I do want to start out saying that this is very emotional, what we're going to talk about today. So if anybody's got heavy hearts, this is going to be worse than the show I had yesterday. It's very sad. It does go into details what this monster did to baby Harmony and his wife. And it goes into gruesome detail. So be prepared to hear some really bad stuff that this monster did to his beautiful little precious baby girl that looked so much like him. She was the spitting image of him. But he was a literal and thorough monster, him and his wife both were monsters for what they did to that baby. I know Harmony's case has not got a lot of popularity, but what happened to this little baby is more horrific than any case I've ever heard. Especially now that the affidavit had come out about her and what he did to her. But I want to start calling everybody out and say hello to everybody before we get started on this emotional roller coaster. I want to say hi to Sluggish Sleuth and JJ and Hillbilly 29 and Shirley and I Want Heart to Touch and Tree and Audrey Presley and Martha King and the VK Stir and Yvonne. I know I do too, Yvonne. Harmony has my heart. And Lone Star Queen and Dale Tilly, Cool Gamer, Ada Cox, Fonda Cheeseman, Lady Seven Up, Shit Shakers, Denise, Sassy Gigi, Juju, Sherry Lee, uh, Jack, hello, Jack from Tennessee, Sassy Gigi and Annabelle and Clover Stitcher, and Patsy Russell, and Angela, and Peppa, and Tree. Yes, I always have. And Audrey D, and Robin N, and Shirley Chambers, and Wendy McCone, and Buster. Welcome, everybody. Um, as you see today, I've been showing little baby Harmony's Montgomery's face through every live. I always try to show her and little baby Monkey. Well, today the affidavit was released by the courts, telling us exactly what happened to baby Harmony and her fate at the hands of her um, monster father. And when I say a monster, I literally am saying that he is a monster. I do want to say this: if you all have not subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button and that like button. That helps my channel to grow. It helps me to bring more content. And if you would like to become a member of the Critters Crime family, please join up. And usually, when I end my lives, they go into members only first. Before we will see Harmony's justice through the end. Thank you for bringing light to this part of her story, because this isn't the end. Yeah, and you guys, I don't know if any of you all, you're welcome, Sluggy, and thank you for keeping her name and loving her, because so many other people didn't love her and didn't. I know you cried. I'm about to cry. I know you cried, Sluggy, when you heard this affidavit. This is so sad, you guys. It just, I just don't even know how sad it is. But I know she cried. There's no doubt in my mind. She didn't cry when she read this affidavit. because it's very, 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 very sad what happened to this little precious baby. Hey, Susan. Hey, poor little girl was let down by so many. Yeah, you all know that through Harmony's, we've been talking about Harmony, that we brought you like what happened to her, like the reports that was reported, the last time she had been missing for 2 years. Hey, Alley Cat. Yeah, it's so heartbreaking. I just want to give the people that's in here that wasn't with me throughout this case, and Sluggy here, baby Harmony was in foster care. Both of her parents were on substance abuse. Her father, Adam, was not only on substance abuse, but he was accused of alleged uh, attempted murder. And then another case was a suspect in another murder case as well. And so she was in foster care. And I don't know if her mother got her back and then lost her again. But I know that her mom had her for a short period of time. She also had a brother who was adopted out, a little brother. And so she did well in the foster care. And so the DCS decided to take her and put her in the home of her monster father, in which her father moved to Manchester, um, and was it New Hampshire? Yeah, New Hampshire, Manchester, New Hampshire, with her, and CPS just lost her in the system. She was completely lost. So in the meantime, her uncle stepped up. They were living in a halfway house at the time, and her uncle stepped up and called CPS and the police and told them that, hey, this guy is bragging about beating my little niece up. He gave her a black eye. He makes her stand in the corner for hours till she uses the bathroom on herself and makes her clean the commode with um, a toothbrush. And he's bragging about beating her around. And so I'm going to put a trigger warning up. Hey, Diamonds Creation. Um, but it'll get to it here in a minute because it gets pretty bad, shit shaker. But, anyways, so they went and investigated. They did nothing. They talked to the kids. Just because they had a generator in the house, they did nothing. They left the children in the house with these drug addicts, severe drug addicts, I have to say. And so they got evicted from their house. And it was last seen, Harmony was last seen with them when they were moving out of that house. And so the last time Harmony's mother, Crystal, had seen her or talked to her was Easter of 2019, in which Adam was standing over her, being very manipulative and very mean to Harmony. And Harmony was acting like she was scared and ended the live abruptly. And Crystal claims that she tried to get a hold of Harmony and tried to find Harmony and went to schools. But 2 years went by. 2 years went by where nobody reported this little precious baby girl missing. Nobody looked for her. Nothing. Now, Crystal claims she did. But, if you really want to get something done, you get it done, especially when it comes to your children. And so she got a hold of the mayor because her little adopted brother's parents wanted to adopt Harmony or send her a card too, and to see how Harmony is doing. Well, when Crystal reached out, she couldn't find Adam nowhere. Adam was nowhere to be found. Harmony was nowhere to be found. Okay. Manchester. Oh, you are Tracy. You didn't know Adam? What he did is disgusting. Yeah, I'm just going to give people a little rundown of what happened. So Crystal reaches out to the mayor and say, hey, I can't find my daughter. I can't find her father. Hey, Mom to Daisy. Hey, Juju. And so they finally reach out and try to find Adam, in which they find out Adam has not got Harmony no more. Now, that time he was living with his wife, Kayla, or he was not living with his wife, Kayla, but when he had Harmony, Kayla was with them with the other two children that they had. Hey, always late. And so Kayla and him had actually um, broken up since then, and Kayla was living with her mother, and but she was still receiving benefits from Harmony. Now, listen, y'all. Kayla was a monster too. When you hear this, she's just as bad of a monster as what her Harmony's father is. Hey, Kiki. So, they go and ask him where Harmony is. They find him in a homeless place, and they ask him where Harmony is, and he claims he gave Harmony 2 years before that to her mother, in which they did research and they found out that that was untrue and that Harmony was nowhere to be found. So he was arrested on gun charges, and he was arrested on, I think at that time, abuse, or not abuse, but I think maybe a neglect. He had charges against him for Harmony at that time. And also, they arrested Kayla, the stepmom, for fraud with the welfare case, the food stamps. And so they kept her in there longer. If you all been following me, you know that they kept her in there quite a long time until the judge said, "Hey, this is far enough." And then they found out that she had lied in one of her statements, so they got her for perjury. And that's when she spilled the beans and she told what really happened to baby Harmony. And yeah, she had a disability, which was never, but the social services department failed this baby in so many freaking ways. They were called over the living conditions. They were called by the uncle. They had been called a few times on this man, and nothing was ever done for Harmony. I know it's not fair. Kayla will get away with it to be charged. I know she is a monster too. When y'all find out what she did to this baby, she is an absolute monster. So, back, I think it was last year, Sluggy Sleuth lives close to the area and she's really deep into Harmony's case. She went to the scene. They were actually at an apartment where they were literally packing out refrigerators, black plastic with biohazard bags and different things in biohazard bags where her father once lived. So I knew that it wasn't good. And then, like a few months later, they announced that they had found out that Harmony had been deceased by biological evidence and that they were charging Adam with her murder, which is only second degree. And I don't understand that at all. Hello, JJ. Why they want to give this a monster just a second degree murder charge? I don't understand it. He was, we'll see here in a minute. Now, I do want to give credit to Jayas for Justice because she did get these affidavits and she is going over this, and we're going to go over a little bit of it. Kayla was arrested for pre-jury and fraud, and Adam convicted on gun charges. Next is Harmony's Justice. Somebody just So we're getting ready to go over the court documents, and like I said, trigger warning, you guys, what this baby went through and her fate. Hey, Lucky Charms. So here we go. I'm going to bring it up. J is for Justice. Credits to her. We're going to go over what those are, and we're going to hang on. Let me bring this up. Oh, she did this today. Here it is. Hang on just a second, because I actually listened to her. So we're going to start with the court documents. And I don't want to go over everything that she went over, but I do want to get in touch on some of the documents. So trigger warning, the faint of heart, if you can't handle it, you all might not want to be in this live because it does get really bad of what this monster did to that baby. Okay, here we go. She's going to start going over the documentation. I'm going to put it on a little higher speed so it won't be so. There we go. Here we go. Credits to Jays for Justice. Here we go.
See, we get mad, though. That's where I get confused on the whole CPS thing. Good morning, Combat. Hi, Black Eagle. I don't want us to rely on these government
Hey, Killbester. Hey,
systems
Paula.
to keep track of our kids. That's the first problem.
Okay, right here, I want to say
Get out, though.
Oh, where'd it
It's
go?
so freaking humid.
What'd I just do? Hang on.
But then on the other hand, in some cases, we want them to...
I want you all to see. This is one of the first part of the court document, y'all. It says, now, I will be trying to pay attention to this, so please let me know if anybody gives any memberships or something like that. Just kind of let me know, because I might go over it. Correct, the eye condition was from birth. Okay. So they have Adam on these charges here. First is second degree murder. Second is tampering with witness and informants. Third is falsifying physical evidence. And fourth, abuse of a corpse, which is his daughter, you all. He's a monster. Yeah, it is. Like Jay on here from Justice says that the system is broken. The system is broken when they literally go to these kids' houses and they don't do nothing. They do nothing for these children. They literally don't do anything for them. And then this stuff happens. Okay, so I'm going to play a little bit of this.
Stay the fuck out of our lives. Or...
I think she cusses a little bit, yeah, but let's see. Here we go.
For the hearing. So you'll know that their parents don't give a shit and they would be an easy target. So I'm like, what is wrong with our world here?
Hang on.
Why is our... Hold on. Sorry, guys.
Here we go.
All right. Much, much better. We're going to need extra slow in a second.
So he was 23 years old. Adam was?
Okay. There we go.
23 years old.
Okay.
Okay. Starts going into details.
Now comes the state of New Hampshire, by and through its attorneys, the Office of the Attorney General, and respectfully requests that this honorable court seal the probable cause statement for arrest warrant in this matter. In support of its request, the state submits the following. Dunleavy of the Manchester Police Department
Frankie
is applying for an arrest warrant for Adam Montgomery for the murder of his then 5-year-old daughter Harmony Montgomery in 2019 and other related charges. While the investigation into the murder of Harmony has been extensive, that investigation remains ongoing. There are additional witnesses who remain to be interviewed, and based on the information they provide, there may be further investigative steps to take. In addition, once the new charges become public, additional witnesses may come forward who have previously been holding back. If the information in the probable cause statement is made public at the current time, it could taint those future investigative efforts. The New Hampshire Supreme Court has recognized that protecting the confidentiality of investigative documents in the pre-indictment phase of an ongoing criminal investigation is a sufficiently compelling interest for non-disclosure that can overcome the public right to access to court records. So this is them sealing it. Now here is the actual probable cause statement. And I just want to say that might be very disturbing. So I don't know what's in this. Like I said, this was just released this morning. So this is us reading it through together for the first time. I'm a police officer with the city of Manchester, New Hampshire, and have been so since November 2015. Prior to Manchester, I was a police officer with the town of Winchester, New Hampshire, from July 2013 to November 2015. I graduated from the New Hampshire Police Standards and Training Class 162 in December of 2013. I have held the rank of detective with the Manchester Police Department since September 18. My duties and responsibilities include the initial investigation, as well as a follow-up of crimes that occur in Manchester, New Hampshire. I have conducted various investigations to include sexual assaults, child P, homicides, and other serious crimes. I have received training from the Manchester Police In-House Training Academy and the New Hampshire Police Standards and Training Council. I have also attended numerous training courses covering many different aspects of investigations. The information set forth below is based on information known to me personally through my own investigation and through my communications with other law enforcement officers. Additionally, I reviewed police reports prepared by other law enforcement officers, including Manchester, detailing their involvement in this investigation. This affidavit does not contain every fact. Rather, it contains material information relevant to determining whether there is a sufficient probable cause to believe that Adam Montgomery committed the crimes of second-degree murder, contrary to RSA 6301B, tampering with witnesses and informants, and falsifying physical evidence and abuse of a corpse. Probable cause. A. Harmony Montgomery reported missing. On 11/18/2021, the Manchester Police Department received a call from a woman determined to be Crystal Sorey, 9/14/1990, regarding her biological daughter, Harmony Montgomery, date of birth 6/7/2014. Her birthday just passed. Sorey reported that Harmony, who was in the physical custody of Sorey's ex, was missing and that she hadn't seen Harmony in over 6 months. Okay, now I don't know anything about these people, but here we have a mom that went 6 months without seeing her kid. This is the problem. There's problems here. These are problems. So she's calling. I haven't seen my daughter in 6 months.
She hadn't seen her daughter.
So I'm wondering if she was the one that she was originally taken away from and then put into foster care and then given to Adam. And now she's saying, well, Adam's had my daughter and now I don't know where she is.
It's actually been 2 years. And she said that Adam had a cousin that put, allegedly, Adam's cousin or some relation to him was a CPS caseworker that actually took Harmony, I think, out of the foster home and placed her with her father, who was a monster.
So an employee of the Manchester Police Department contacted DCYF and learned of previous addresses associated with Adam. Manchester checked those addresses but were unable to locate Adam or Harmony. On December 27, 2021, DCYF notified the Manchester Police Department that they were also unable to locate Harmony. Consequently, the Manchester Police Department initiated an investigation into the whereabouts of Harmony. Over the following days, members of the Manchester Police learned that Harmony had not been physically seen since October and November 2019. Sorey, who resides in Massachusetts, notified authorities she had not seen Harmony since Easter of 2019. The child had been in the physical and legal custody of her biological father, Adam. The case was subsequently assigned to me. During my follow-up with Crystal, she explained that she had lost custody of the child in 2018 to the state of Massachusetts, in part due to a substance abuse issue. She said that her and Adam had past issues with substance abuse. Crystal reported that since she has regained sobriety and unsuccessfully made attempts throughout 2021 to locate Adam and Harmony, Adam and his subsequent partner, Kayla Montgomery, date of birth 8/31/1990, had blocked all communication with Crystal through phone numbers and social media. Crystal said over the years, she made attempts to locate Harmony by contacting various schools and driving by addresses associated with Adam, but she was unable to make any progress. Years? She drove around for years? Crystal said that she believed she last physically saw Harmony during a FaceTime video call with Adam around Easter 2019. Crystal stated that Adam was visible in the background of the call. Crystal recalled that Harmony seemed frightened. Crystal said she believed that she last physically saw Harmony. Oh, I already read that. Beginning on 12/27/21, members of the Manchester Police actively made attempts to track down Adam and talk to involved family members to establish the last time that Harmony was physically observed and known to be safe. Officers and investigators were initially unable to make contact with Adam via phone. However, they were able to make contact with various family members, including parties associated with Adam who reside in Florida. Through these family members, investigators received information that Adam had previously admitted to giving Harmony a black eye in July 2019.
Which we've went
On
over.
12/28/2021, I spoke with Kayla Montgomery, Adam's wife. Kayla shares 3 younger children with Adam, who are all presently accounted for. I wonder where those 3 kids are. During my follow-up with Kayla, I asked about the last time she had physically seen Harmony. Kayla said that sometime in November or December of 2019, she saw Harmony one morning before going to work. Adam said he was driving.
And Kayla, I just want to say this. Kayla also led them on a wild goose chase too. She lied. And if I also don't believe, you'll see here on that there's reasons why I think that the mother of Kayla, the stepmom, should be charged too. And those kids should be adopted out and not even in that family. After them, what they did to the baby girl, no, they shouldn't have been allowed in that family. They should have been took out and adopted out.
Harmony back to Crystal, who was living in Massachusetts. Kayla said she believed Harmony had been returned to Crystal. Kayla claimed she never saw or heard about Harmony after that day. So you're married to this guy. And he's got a little girl. And he takes her to her mom, he says. And you never mention that little girl again? Ever? For years and years?
She lied. I'm going to fast forward a little bit because we all know the story about Kayla.
Contact with Adam Montgomery. On New Year's Eve, 2021, patrol officers were able to make contact with Adam and his new girl, Kelsey Small, together sleeping in a vehicle in the area of Harvell Street in Manchester.
Okay.
Wonder how they found him.
This is the
Investigators,
actual
including myself,
documents.
Detective Coswick, and Detective Riley,
Hey,
responded to
Jennifer.
that location to speak with the couple. Small claimed that she had been romantically involved with Adam for over a year. So we're talking since December of 2020. Small said that she was aware that Adam has 3 children from one mother and another child from before that. However, Small said that Adam was not in touch with any child from his prior relationship. Small claimed that Adam had never talked about Harmony and she had no information where she may be. During our interaction with Adam, we stressed our concern that Harmony had not been physically observed in over 2 years and that we had concern for whether or not she was still alive. Adam did not exhibit much emotion or reaction. Yeah, because he's strung out on drugs, on meth.
Monster, monster, monster.
Also on 12/31/2021, Kayla Montgomery participated in a voluntary interview with Detective Riley and myself. During this interview, she spoke about the last time she saw Harmony. In this interview, she told us 2 days after Thanksgiving 2019, which would have been 11/30/2019, Adam took her to work. She said was a 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. shift at Dunkin' Donuts on Eddy Road in Manchester. She said that while Adam was dropping her off, he said he was bringing Harmony to her mom and that he was going to meet Harmony's mom and bring Harmony to stay with her. Kayla said after that day, Adam picked her up and he no longer had Harmony and he had just dropped Harmony off. Kayla said she assumed Adam dropped Harmony off in Massachusetts, as that is where Crystal was living at the time. Detectives were concerned about Kayla's account that Adam claimed he was bringing Harmony to Crystal, especially because Crystal outright denied ever taking custody of Harmony from Adam at that time, or ever seeing Harmony following the video chat in April 2019. Now, how do we know Crystal's telling the truth? I mean, that's what I want to know. All these people are on drugs. How do we know that Crystal didn't lie and get rid of the girl? How do we know that? I guess we're
We
going to find out.
know now. We know now.
Because I don't trust any of these people. I don't trust
I
someone who
don't
hasn't
think
seen their
she's
daughter
as
in 3 years or
familiar.
2 years or whatever it is.
So
Here we go.
I don't think
The
she's
investigation
familiar.
revealed that in November 2019, Crystal lived at 39 Chapel Street, number 3 in Lowell, Massachusetts with her boyfriend, Joseph Eckert, 12/17/1989. On 12/31/21, Joseph Eckert was interviewed, and he confirmed he was living with Crystal in 2019. And Harmony was not with Crystal at all. Okay, so he testified that. In fact, Joseph stated that he has never met Harmony in person. A review of DCYF involvements indicated that social workers had not viewed Harmony since 10/1/2019 during a home visit with Adam Montgomery in New Hampshire. Not only have family members not seen Harmony since 2019, DCYF contacted the Manchester School District on 9/10/21. A representative from the school district stated that Harmony was not registered in the district. On 12/31/21, the 9th Circuit Family Division, Manchester, granted protective supervision of Harmony to DCYF from Adam via a juvenile abuse neglect ex parte order. At the time of the order, Adam had been Harmony's sole custodian. The order stated specifically that Adam was ordered to cooperate with Manchester police and assist with locating Harmony. Detective Riley served Adam with that order on the afternoon of 12/31/21. However, Adam refused to provide any information on the whereabouts of Harmony. When handed the order by detectives and told that he had to provide information on Harmony's whereabouts, Adam said, "Either arrest me or I'm leaving." Adam was arrested on charges related to Harmony on 1/4/22 and was formally arraigned on 1/5/22. These charges consist of second-degree assault for an incident in July 2019, inference with custody, and 2 charges of endangering the welfare of a child. He has been detained at the Hillsborough County House of Corrections since that date. So they did a grand jury in this case, and we're going to get into that now. But like, what I'm confused about is how many people dropped the ball in this?
A lot of people dropped the ball. A lot
These
of
CPS organizations need more accountability, more transparency.
Of course.
I mean, if they have an open case with this girl, there's no excuse for them not going there for 2 years. Like, what?
Yep.
Poor Harmony. So then Kayla Montgomery went in front of a grand jury, and she testified on 5/20 of last year, 2022. Kayla Montgomery testified before the grand jury for Hillsborough County Northern District as part of the grand jury's investigation into the disappearance of Harmony. Kayla was under oath for her testimony. During her testimony, Kayla was asked about the last time she saw little Harmony. She stated in sum, it was about 2 days after Thanksgiving 2019 when Adam dropped her off to work. We already know about that. Investigators researched Kayla's claim about the location and shift she was working. All Dunkin' Donuts locations in Goffstown confirmed that Kayla was not working there on 11/13/2019. She lied. Records obtained from New Hampshire Employment Security showed that the only employer who paid Kayla in 2019 was a Dunkin' Donuts in Hooksett, New Hampshire, and that the Dunkin' Donuts store confirmed that Kayla was fired on 11/23/2019. As a result, an arrest warrant was obtained for.
Who else have we saw lie like that? Casey Anthony, Evelyn Boswell's mama, told lies and run and did wild goose chase. This woman right here needs to be charged with murder just as much as what Adam is. She does just as much.
Kayla for 2 charges of perjury. So if you look at how they got these records that she worked at Dunkin' Donuts and when she got fired, that's why they get the records from the Department of Labor. So I know you guys are following the Idaho case. Defendant or suspect and the government that usually takes place at a local U.S. attorney's office rather than the court. Ooh, scary. At the proffer, a defendant is represented by counsel and the government is represented by the prosecutor along with the investigating agents.
What she's saying is they actually took her to court where she eventually confesses. So I'm going to let y'all listen to that of what happened to baby Harmony.
Whoa, that's weird. Okay, let's read this again. A defendant is represented by counsel, so that would be Kayla, and the government is represented by the prosecutor and the investigating agents. The meeting is typically covered by a limited immunity agreement where the purpose is for the defendant to share with the government all verbal, written, or electronic information such as emails, statements, documents, videos, or records that may be of use to the government. No. Oh. During the proffer interview, Kayla admitted that she had lied during her grand jury testimony. Oh, wonderful, right? Wonderful. We've got a little girl who hasn't been seen in years, and we've got these mofos lying. Mama of 5, that is terrifying. Mama of 5 said, my son bought a house, lived there 2 years, no kids, and DYFS worker came to his house looking for someone who lived there 4 years ago.
It does mine too, Carly.
Okay, so during that, she lied during her grand jury testimony, and she stated she had information related to Harmony. Kayla stated that the family, herself, Adam, Harmony, SM, and DM, were evicted from where they were living on Guilford Street the day before things.
Okay, this is the trigger warning, y'all. This is where we're going to find out what happened to the baby Harmony. And I do have to say, just be prepared. It's pretty sad. Trigger warning.
Thanksgiving 2019, which would have been 11/27/2019. Okay, first of all, now these people are obviously, they have problems.
Hey, Judy.
They're drug addicts. They've got issues. But who in the Sam hell evicts someone the day before Thanksgiving when they have 4 kids? Now, whoever that was an asshole to do that to those kids. Who freaking evicts children out of a home the day before Thanksgiving? Those poor kids. They had no warm home to have Thanksgiving dinner, and they had no warm home over their head, like roof over their heads on Thanksgiving because some asshole evicted them on the day before Thanksgiving. No one had these little ones' best interest at heart. No one. Kayla said after they were living in their vehicle, which was known to be a Chrysler Sebring. So poor little Harmony Montgomery and her siblings spent Thanksgiving in a Chrysler Sebring with their parents high on drugs. It's terrible. And furthermore, if they were getting evicted from this house, why wasn't like someone stepping in to make sure these kids weren't living in their car? They had other people living in this house with them. Someone knew they were living with 4 kids in a car. In a Sebring? How do you even fit? I can't even imagine what these kids went through. I can't. During the time living out of their vehicle, they stayed in the parking lot of Colonial Village on River Road in Manchester, where their friend, Anthony Bodero, lived. Anthony Bodero's my age, born 8/30, 1973. Kayla stated that from Thanksgiving up to the beginning of December, Bodero saw Harmony and the other two boys and would wave at them. She also said that Bodero bought them Thanksgiving leftovers while they were in the Sebring, and that he saw Harmony at the time and he and Harmony waved at each other. Kayla stated that on the day the Chrysler Sebring broke down, known to be 12/7, Adam Montgomery struck Harmony, which caused her death. Kayla stated that while living in the vehicle together, Adam was extremely upset that 5-year-old Harmony was not saying when she needed to go to the bathroom and was having accidents in the car. Kayla stated that after each accident, Adam would get upset and would strike Harmony in the face head with a closed fist. Oh my God, I don't know if I can read this. Kayla stated on 12/7/2019, prior to the vehicle breaking down, Adam struck Harmony in the face head on 3 separate occasions because she had a bathroom accident. This happened while Adam was driving the vehicle. Kayla described that Harmony was in the rear seat on the passenger side, and while Adam was driving, he turned his body and delivered sets of 3 to 4 blows with a closed fist to Harmony's face head on 3 separate occasions over the course of a few minutes. Kayla stated that after the final blow, Adam said words to the effect of that he felt something or heard something when he hit Harmony and said, quote, "I think I really hurt her this time. I think I did something." Harmony began making a moaning type noise, which went on for roughly 5 minutes and then stopped. At no time did anyone stop or get Harmony medical attention as the result of this assault. Kayla said this happened in the morning while the family was on their way to Burger King on Route 3 in Manchester. And afterwards,
Okay, guys. So like I said, you all heard what he did to the baby, and it gets a little worse. It gets a lot worse. There, where was she supposed to use the bathroom? She was living in a car, right? And if you hear it later on that she was not only peeing on herself, but she was defecating on herself as well, and that he would get mad at her over that. And what makes you wonder? Was there's something more going on with Harmony? Was he doing something more sinister to her? He was doing all these mean, cruel things. You know, oh, oh my gosh, it's horrible. I'll slow it down for you, okay, Shirley? I'll put it back to normal. Okay, here we go.
the family returned to the parking lot of the Colonial Village apartments. The family stayed at Colonial Village for about 20 minutes, during which time no one checked on Harmony. Kayla could not recall exactly what they did during this 20-minute period. Kayla said after about 20 minutes, the family left the Colonial Village apartments, and shortly thereafter, their car broke down. Kayla said she thought the car died at approximately 8 or 9 a.m. According to Manchester police, the car was broken down in the intersection of Elm Street and Webster Street at approximately 12:11 on 12/7/2019. Kayla said it was at that time that she and Adam discovered that Harmony was not breathing and was deceased. Kayla stated that Adam went to the trunk of the vehicle.
Okay, y'all. Do you want to I want to point it out is that he hit this little baby in the head to where he heard something, like he knew he went too far with her. She was gasping for breath and moaning. They waited 20 minutes. Not just Adam waited, but also Kayla. They never checked on this baby. They never tried to get her help. They literally sit there and did their drugs and let this baby die. Let this little baby die from injuries that he conflicted on this baby. And you know what? She sit right there and let him. She sit there and let this monster do that to this precious baby. And it's probably not the first time that she witnessed this. She literally is just as responsible in my book than as this monster is, that because you'll find out later on what she does with Harmony. But I just wanted to point that out, y'all, that they literally sit and let this baby die. Oh my, I'm so mad. I'm just so upset.
Removed clothing from a black and red Under Armour duffel bag and placed the lifeless body of Harmony into the bag. Kayla stated at no point did either of them have any conversation about getting any type of life saving measures for Harmony, and that Adam simply put Harmony's dead body into the bag and walked it back to the parking lot of the Colonial Village apartments. Kayla indicated that once back at Colonial Village, Bodero drove them from the apartment complex back to their vehicle to collect their belongings before the vehicle was towed. Kayla said that Bodero allowed them to stay in his Audi, parked in the parking lot for 2 or 3 days over the weekend.
Okay, I want to point out with what Sluggy Sleuth said. Sluggy lives in that area, and she said there's a hospital right in Manchester, 9 minutes from Elm Street. She could have possibly been saved, but no way. They was worried about their drugs. They worried more about their drugs and everything else than they did this baby, which is absolutely horrific. Now, what they do to this baby after this is gets even worse. It gets even worse.
And then it says down here, in a second, she did 2 proffer interviews. In a second proffer interview conducted on 6/23/2022, Kayla said that during this approximate 20-minute time period, Adam had her get. Oh, okay. So when she said, I don't know what we did for those first 20 minutes, in the second interview, she said that Adam had her get a bag of heroin slash fentanyl from Bodero. She said she and Adam then used some of that
Hey, Nora.
heroin fentanyl before leaving the Colonial Village parking lot. I know this is really hard, you guys. I'm looking at the chat because it's tough, man. This is tough to read, let alone hear about. Kayla stated that while they were staying in Bodero's Audi after Harmony's death, Adam was keeping the bag with Harmony's body inside the trunk of the vehicle, but also would leave it out on the snow to stop the decomposition of the body from happening. So he would throw the bag in the snow to keep it cold and then throw it back in the trunk. Okay, so now we have Anthony Bodero, the dealer, right? On 3/21/2022, Bodero testified before the grand jury for Hillsborough County as part of the grand jury's investigation into the disappearance of Harmony. During his testimony, Bodero stated that after the Montgomery family was evicted, he allowed them to stay in his car in Audi for 2 days. He said he believed it was the weekend immediately after Thanksgiving, which would have been approximately 11:30 and 12:01. And he testified that he brought Thanksgiving leftovers to the car for them to eat. Bodero testified he did not see Harmony in the Audi, that it was only Adam, Kayla, and the 2 younger boys, SM
Hey,
and DM.
Kayla.
Bodero testified he never bothered to ask where Harmony was. Bodero testified that the only 2 times he ever saw Harmony were back in August and September. Bodero testified that when the Montgomerys left the Audi after the 2 days they stayed there, that he believed Kayla said she was going to her mother's. In his grand jury testimony, Bodero testified that he only let the Montgomery family stay in his Audi for 2 days, but was not aware of whether the Montgomery family was possibly living in a different car in the parking lot to his apartment building for additional days. But Bodero said that they could have stayed in their own car, the Chrysler Sebring, before it got messed up. Bodero explained that he was aware that after the Montgomerys got evicted, they had a gray Chrysler, but that they didn't have the car anymore when they arrived to stay in his Audi. He said that when they arrived to stay in the Audi, they were dropped off by some friend of theirs who was a girl, and that they didn't have anything other than the 2 boys and formula for the baby and diapers. Bodero said they didn't have anything else, not even bags of clothes. Now, here's Bodero's girlfriend. Now, mind you, Bodero was born in 1973, and Bodero's girlfriend, Donna Demers, was born November 19th, 1992. She also testified, and she said that the only time she saw Harmony was September 2019 when she was with Bodero. She testified about the Thanksgiving leftovers being fresh, and she believed Bodero gave them to the Montgomerys on either Thanksgiving Day 2019 or the next day. She testified that she had a brief opportunity to look inside the car the Montgomerys were in, which she said was Bodero's car, the Audi, and that she only saw 2 younger children in the car, not Harmony. Demers was confident that Harmony was not in the car. So then Anthony Bodero does a proffer interview. So they gave all these people immunity. They gave them deals, some kind of deal. All right, before we get to Anthony Bodero's, I am going to go grab some coffee because I need
I'm going to
something
fast
to
forward
drink
this a
because this
little
is a
bit
lot of
because
reading.
it gets to what they do with Harmony's body.
Yeah, this one's really tough. All right, let's continue, guys. It might take us a minute to get through this, but we will get through it for little Harmony. If little Harmony had to go through this, we can at least read about what this poor baby had to go through. And I gotta get my glasses. Sorry. This is what happens when Jay wakes up.
Now, I do want to warn you all, it does get worse what they do to this baby. Even though she's deceased, what they do to her body is just unreal. Unreal. Hey, Samantha. And so, so sad. You
Summer
just
decided to
wonder.
join me.
You just wonder why they chose Harmony to do this. Yeah, it was the father. He was
All
an
right, here we
animal,
go.
and Kayla didn't care. She probably protected her kids, but she
I
didn't
know,
protect
Angie.
Harmony.
I'm super fast.
Hang on, let me see.
Okay, let's keep going.
This is
I agree
credits
with you, little
to Jay's
miss, on
projection.
every aspect of what you just said. Okay, Anthony Bodero's proffer interview. On 9/22/2022, a proffer interview was conducted with Anthony Bodero. So they gave him a deal. Also present was Senior Assistant Attorney General Jesse O'Neill, Detective Max Rahill, Deputy Tufts of the
There was
U.S.
more
Marshals,
people involved in
Bodero's
this case
attorney Ashley Sheehan,
than just
and
Kayla
myself.
and Adam.
Bodero indicated that he had met Adam through Kayla in 2019. He admitted he did provide crack and fentanyl to the Montgomerys. God almighty.
Mm.
Bodero stated he would buy the Montgomerys food stamps off of them prior to them staying in his vehicle and after they stayed in his vehicle. This scumbag took food stamp money from these kids' mouths. These losers gave their food stamp money to their drug dealer. It makes me sick. Sick what these drugs do to people.
Absolutely.
For God-ass sakes, leftovers in the car? Ugh.
Them poor babies.
Charnel, my babies love the salmon oil. Thank you so, so much.
Let me see if she gets to it. I don't want to overstep.
You know, it's just
Hang on, let's go.
Donna Demers. After Bodero's interview concluded, a proffer interview was conducted with his girlfriend. So they're giving the girlfriend a deal. They're trying to find out what happened to this child. And then she had an attorney, Dan Duckett.
Hey,
Fuck it,
Christine.
Dan Duckett. How the hell do they have it? Oh my God, I can't with this.
So many people witnessed them packing this
Demers stated she only stayed at Bodero's
duffel
part-time
bag
and that she
with
primarily
Harmony in
resided
it.
with her parents in Derry, New Hampshire. Well, maybe Bodero's girlfriend's parents should look into what their daughter's doing because she was born in 1992 and this drug dealer she's living with part-time was born in 1973. Demers recalled the Montgomerys arriving at Bodero's apartment and that they appeared stressed and mostly concerned with getting drugs. Demers recalled them carrying duffel bags and trash bags. And when asked if there was any color to the duffel bags, she stated she believed there was, but could not recall any details. Demers was not aware if Bodero had helped the family retrieve any of their belongings from their vehicle, which had broken down. And Demers remembered Kayla, Adam, and their two boys, but was adamant she never saw Harmony. Demers recalled bringing fresh Thanksgiving leftovers, possibly the day after Thanksgiving, to the Montgomerys when they were living out of the car. So what stand up people, right? Oh, you can stay in my car for a couple days because it's the holiday. Whoever this dude is, this Bodero, he was fine with children sleeping in a car outside of his apartment building. Like, he didn't give a rat's ass that these children were sleeping in their car outside. Like, he didn't say, hey, let the kids sleep in here, dude, and you sleep in the car. No. This piece of shit who got a deal also was okay with them being in the car. All these people disgust me, just for the record. Let's see here. Demers admitted that she may not be remembering the car correctly. Because she says here, she initially recalled that the Montgomerys were living out of the Audi, but then confronted with information that they still had their own car that weekend, Demers admitted she may not be remembering the car correctly. She stated that when she brought the Thanksgiving leftovers, there were 2 kids jumping around in the back seat, and she did not see Harmony in the car. At the time, SM was approximately 2.5 and DM was 10 months old. It's extremely unlikely that a 10-month-old would be jumping around, and therefore investigators believe that Demers may have seen Harmony without realizing it was her. They had a 10-month-old, a 2.5-year-old, and a 5-year-old living in an Audi in the middle of winter. Wow. Facebook and Google search warrants. During the investigation, search warrants were obtained for Facebook and Google relevant to the time period of late November, early December 2019. Location data from Google was consistent with the Montgomerys staying in the Colonial Village parking lot from 11/27 to 12/8, which corroborates Kayla's account. In addition, another witness interviewed during the investigation, Kimberly Frayne, recalled personally interacting with the Montgomerys while they were staying in the Audi during the overnight hours of 12/7 into 12/8, 2019. Frayne went to help the Montgomerys because the Audi had died, and Kayla was worried the family was in danger from the cold. Why didn't they go ask the dealer who lives right there? Frayne said that she did not see Harmony, and it was only Adam, Kayla, and the 2 boys. Facebook messages exchanged between Matt Gendron and Kayla also confirmed this date and time frame, showing Kayla reached out to Gendron about the Audi having died and being concerned about the cold. December 7th and 8th would have been the weekend following the weekend after Thanksgiving. In other words, 1 week after the weekend, Bodero testified that he believed the Montgomerys stayed in his Audi. This corroborates Kayla's time frame of when they stayed in Bodero's Audi. Now we got more people. Investigate interviews of Courtney O'Brien and Matt Garcia. Dude, they... Wow. Okay. On 1/5 of 2022, investigators spoke with Courtney O'Brien. There's so many people in this now. This is nuts. Okay. Her husband, Matt Garcia, had known Adam their entire life. She also said that Adam used to work for her. She related how she and Garcia had seen Adam, Kayla, Harmony, and the 2 boys Thanksgiving night 2019, and that the family was living out of the Sebring at the time. O'Brien also recalled a conversation she had with Adam sometime between approximately December 2019 and January 2020, in which Adam said Harmony was with her, Harmony's mom, and then it happened really fast, and Harmony wouldn't stop peeing in her pants, and she was better off with her mom. This poor baby girl. I mean, imagine the life that she had to live. I mean, no wonder she's peeing her pants. Oh, this Adam Montgomery. Oh, I'd love to wrap my hands around his neck. I swear.
I agree with you.
This infuriates me.
I agree with you. Yeah.
On 1/5/2022, investigators also spoke with Matt Garcia separately from Courtney. And Garcia said that he and Adam met when Garcia was 14 years old. He considered Adam to be a friend. Garcia said the only time he saw Harmony was on Thanksgiving 2019 when they were living in the car. Garcia told investigators about a phone call he had with Adam on 12/31/2021, which was after the news broke that Harmony was missing. Garcia said he asked Adam about the news regarding Harmony, and Adam said he talked to police that morning. Adam told Garcia he didn't know why the police were bothering him and that he gave Harmony back to her mom after Garcia seeing her on Thanksgiving. Garcia said that Adam, said, he goes, the kid wouldn't stop pissing and shitting everywhere. She was driving me nuts. We were living in the car, so I let her. I had her mom come and get her. Garcia elaborated, speaking as if he was Adam, that Harmony was having her accidents everywhere, all the time. Every 5 minutes, we were living in a car. I couldn't take it. I had to give her to her mom.
Oh, they wouldn't take the baby to the bathroom. They would not take her to the bathroom. That's what it sounds like to me. He literally let her use the bathroom on herself, y'all. This poor, poor, precious baby. Like, oh my! I know a lot of us would like to get a hold of him right now. This poor baby was, yes. I can't even fathom of what this little precious baby went through, y'all. It gets worse, you guys. This monster and his wife, it gets a lot worse.
Information from O'Brien and Garcia is consistent with Kayla's information that Adam would get upset with Harmony over her bathroom accidents and eventually unalived her due to her having a bathroom incident in the car. Finding Harmony Montgomery's DNA in the Chrysler Sebring. Investigators located the Chrysler Sebring that the Montgomery family lived in after being evicted from 77 Guilford Street, in which Harmony was unalived. This vehicle was the subject of a call for service at approximately 12:11 p.m. on 12/7/2019 at the intersection of Webster and Elm in Manchester. This is consistent with Kayla's statement on 6/3 in her proffer interview that Adam unalived Harmony on the day their Sebring broke down. So their Sebring broke down and then the Audi broke down, like the dealer's Audi broke down too?
Hi, Jula and Debbie.
Um, Tow documents show the tow company was on scene to tow the Sebring from approximately 12:52 to 1:39 p.m. The Sebring was thereafter treated as an abandoned vehicle, and an abandoned vehicle tracking report created by Auto City Collision for the Sebring noted that later on 12/16/19, there was no power to the dash, and an attempt to jumpstart the Sebring resulted in the car immediately starting to smoke. The Sebring was eventually sold to Hebert's Used Cars in Goffstown, New Hampshire, on or about 1/29/2020, where it was located by Manchester detectives on 1/1/2022. So, do you know how lucky they are that that car was there for 2 freaking years? How the hell?
That's
The manager of
God's will.
Hebert's Used Cars consented to the seizure and search of the Sebring by Manchester detectives. It sat there for 2 years at Hebert's Used Auto Parts. Crazy. When the Sebring was searched, inside the vehicle, investigators located a pink Trolls electric toothbrush, which was assigned property number JMT7. This toothbrush was submitted to the New Hampshire State Police lab for DNA analysis. I'm surprised they even had her use a toothbrush. Produce it, or it didn't exist. I'm just kidding. But for real, I mean, of all things, this dude is beating his kid for having accidents, but they have a toothbrush? Can't imagine they ever encouraged her to do anything positive. A buccal swab was taken from, or buccal swab was taken from Crystal Sorey by consent and was submitted to the lab. Upon completion of the analysis, Katie L. Swango, PhD, issued a report dated January 19th, 2022, where she said the DNA from the toothbrush is from a biological female, and the DNA profile obtained from the toothbrush cannot be excluded as that from a biological child of Crystal Sorey based on a comparison of these DNA profiles only. It is at least 108 billion times more likely to see these genetic results if the DNA profile obtained from the toothbrush is from a biological child of Crystal Sorey than an untested, unrelated random woman. It should be noted that Harmony is the only female child of Crystal Sorey. Based on these lab results, there is a strong reason to believe that the DNA from the toothbrush is that of Harmony Montgomery and will be referred to such herein. Now we're getting into the movements of Harmony Montgomery's body by Adam Montgomery. Harmony's body was moved to Kayla's mother's residence on Dubuque Street. On 6/3/2022, in the 6/3/2022 proffer, Kayla explained how Harmony's body was moved to various locations over the course of the next several months.
Bye, Nora.
She stated that after living in Bodero's Audi in the Colonial Village parking lot, that they then moved in with her mother, Christina Lubin. Date of birth 3/23/1970, and her mother's boyfriend, John Gallion, 9/6/1965. Kayla said that when they arrived at the residence, Harmony's body, which was in a duffel bag, was placed inside a red cooler with a white top in the common hallway of the apartment building. She stated the body was left there the whole time until the end of December 2019. Wait. So they moved in with Kayla's mom and had the body in a cooler in the hallway of the apartments and no one smelled it? On February 18th, 2022, Lubin testified before the grand jury. She explained that in 2019 December, Adam, Kayla, SM, and DM moved in with her for 2 or 3 weeks, and that they left on December 30th or 31st. Lubin said they didn't have Harmony. Kayla told her Harmony went back to live with her mother at a rehab facility in Massachusetts. What? Lubin testified that during the time frame of December 2019, she was not aware of Adam or Kayla making any effort to get in touch with Harmony or Sorey. She also testified that in that time frame, she did not see Adam or Kayla cry about not having Harmony. After Kayla's proffer interview, I traveled to 258 Dubuque Street, number 1, and obtained a consent to search from Lubin and Gallion. I explained to Lubin that I needed to obtain a red cooler with a white lid. Lubin stated the cooler had been in her bedroom closet for close to 2 years. I asked her if this cooler had previously been in the common, and she confirmed it was. Okay, and then she put it in her closet for 2 years after a body was in there?
I don't believe she knew that she didn't know. I do not believe she didn't know that that baby
The
was
cooler
a
was
bullet.
submitted to the state lab for processing, and according to reports from the state lab, the cooler was negative for the presence of blood. In addition, no suitable areas of friction ridge detail were developed on the cooler.
There's the cooler.
There's the cooler.
I want to stop this for just a second. Now, this mother of Kayla, the stepmom, had Harmony's little baby body in her house in this cooler. She even moved the cooler to the closet and she didn't look in it. Really? I don't believe that. I don't believe that Kayla's mom did not know about Harmony being in there. Do y'all believe that? Yeah, that's that mom. It gets worse, Jiggy. It gets a lot worse what they do to that baby. It gets worse. But I don't believe that that woman had this cooler and even moved this cooler and did not know, did not look in that cooler to see that there was a little baby 5-year-old girl in that cooler. But yes, it does get worse. This is just the top of the icing, what they do to her. Trigger warning, you guys.
Law enforcement previously knew that Kayla confirmed in her proffer interview that after leaving her mother's house, Adam, Kayla, SM, and DM moved into a families in transition shelter at 177 Lake Avenue, number 1 in Manchester. This was on 12/30/2019. In her proffer interview, Kayla said that the Under Armour bag with Harmony's body was brought to the fit shelter as well. Kayla said that Adam placed it in the ceiling vent in the bedroom. Kayla stated that during this time there was liquid. Oh my God, I can't. There was liquid coming from the bag containing Harmony's dead body, and there was an odor. She said Adam placed a trash bag around the bag to keep it from leaking. Search of the fit shelter on Lake Avenue. On 6/4/2022, detectives conducted a search of 177 Lake Ave number 1. During the search, detectives located a ceiling vent in the bedroom pictured here. Detectives removed the vent in order to check the top side of the ceiling sheetrock. There, next to the opening for the ceiling vent, detectives located a large area of staining. This area is next to the ceiling vent where Kayla described Adam put Harmony's deceased body in the Under Armour bag. Detectives noted that this area had a smell consistent with decomp. The photo below was taken by a detective who was standing up in the ceiling vent hole after the vent was removed. The area of staining is circled. Guys, this is horrific.
La 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 la. You don't hold a count.
Sorry, I had my audio. Okay. All right, here's more. A large section of the ceiling sheetrock was removed and seized, which included the stain, metal framing, and the hole for the ceiling vent. The ceiling vent itself was also seized. The photo below shows the area of sheetrock and metal framing that was seized. The area of staining is again circled. Forensic testing of the ceiling. The ceiling sheetrock with the metal framing attached, together with the vent, were submitted to the state lab for serology, DNA, and latent friction ridge fingerprint processing. In the report dated 6/10/2022, Martin Orlowitz, criminalist 1 at the state lab, wrote that 13 areas of friction ridge detail were developed, 6 on the metal framing attached to the sheetrock, and 7 on the metal vent itself. In a report dated 7/6/2022, criminologist Orlowitz noted that not all areas of friction ridge detail were sufficient to be identifiable, and some of the areas contained multiple impressions. In all, criminologist Orlowitz noted and analyzed 10 identifiable impressions, 9 from the metal vent and 1 from the metal framing. He matched all 9 identifiable impressions from the metal vent to Adam Montgomery. 3 to his left middle finger, 2 to his left little finger, 1 to his left ring and middle fingers, 1 to his left index finger, and 1 to his right index, and 1 of his left palm. Both Kayla and Adam were excluded from the impression from the metal framing, so that impression was subsequently searched through multiple automated biometric identification system databases. As a result, the impression from the metal framing was identified as the left little ring, middle, and index fingers of Yared B. Lujano Mondrag. Investigators were able to confirm that this individual was a drywall installer who worked on that building. On 6/9/2022, the state lab confirmed that serology testing on the ceiling section produced several positive samples for human fluids. The state lab attempted DNA on the ceiling section, but it was unsuccessful due to what had been explained to me as presence of potential inhibitors, which prevented further analysis. Maybe they'll send it to Olifram or whatever it's called. 2 samples were cut from the area of staining and 1 from the framing, and they were sent to DNA Labs International in Florida, as was Harmony's DNA obtained from the toothbrush. Crystal Sori's DNA was obtained via consent, and Adam's DNA with a search warrant. When tested, one of the samples from the stain and the sample from the metal framing had an insufficient amount of DNA, and no further analysis was performed. The other sample from the stain indicated a mixture of at least 2 individuals with 1 male contributor. Due to the complex nature of the mixed DNA, it was inconclusive for comparison purposes. Subsequently, the decision was made to send the entire ceiling section to DNA Labs International, with the expectation that seeing the section, analysts would be able to identify the best areas for testing. Prior to sending the ceiling section, the metal framing was removed. When the metal framing was removed, darker staining was observed under some of the metal framing pieces. This staining appeared to have emanated from the area of staining that was first observed. As the cause of the first area of staining had also wicked beneath the border metal framing. The darker staining was thick in some areas and had a texture and had a scent consistent with decomp. In addition, looking at the bottom of the metal framing that was touching the darker staining, it appeared as if the darker staining had adhered to the metal framing as well. The 2 pictures below show the darker staining under the metal framing. The first picture shows a large part of the original ceiling section that was seized. The area of staining that was first observed is circled, and the locations where the original 2 samples were cut can be seen in the circle. The dark staining discovered under the metal framing runs horizontally from the top of the circled area. The second picture shows a closer view of the dark staining. The texture can be observed, as can the apparent transfer of the stain on the metal framing. So these are the photos of the metal framing.
So this sicko stuck
The
that
ceiling
baby's
section
body
and removed metal framing were submitted to DNA
up
Labs
there.
International for testing. On 8/4, forensic DNA analyst Alan Ackroyd I. Cells of DNA Labs International issued a report of the analysis of the ceiling sheetrock. The report notes that 2 samples were collected from the sheetrock, which were then combined into 1 sample. The DNA profile obtained from the sample indicated at least 1 female contributor and was interpreted as 2 contributors. It says here, the DNA profile obtained from the sample is approximately 4.1 billion times more probable if the sample originated from Harmony Montgomery and an unknown person than if it originated from 2 unknown persons. This analysis provides very strong support that the proposition that Harmony Montgomery is a contributor to the DNA profile obtained from the sample. The report also notes limited support for the proposition that Crystal Sori and Adam Montgomery are not contributors to the DNA profile. Further testing was performed on this ceiling sheetrock. On 9/14/2022, Ackroyd released another report that indicated a mixture of at least 2 individuals. Harmony, Crystal Sori, and Adam Montgomery could not be ruled out as possible contributors to the DNA profile. Testing was also performed on 2 of the metal framing pieces. One of the metal framing pieces had an insufficient amount of DNA, and no further analysis was performed. A sample from the other metal framing piece provided a DNA profile of at least 1 contributor, and Harmony could not be ruled out. Crystal and Adam were excluded as contributors to that profile. On 6/23, Kayla participated in a second proffer interview. On 6/23, she described a time when the maintenance worker came to check the vent in their unit at the fit shelter after a complaint from another resident who Kayla identified as Paula from apartment number 5. Good thing Paula spoke up, right? Kayla said that once people at Fit started saying they could smell something, Adam took the Under Armour bag containing Harmony's body, which was inside of a trash bag from the ceiling, put it all inside another trash bag, and then replaced it in the ceiling. Kayla said that once maintenance was called to check the vent, Adam put the trash bag's Under Armour bag, Harmony's body, into the closet. Kayla stated that when maintenance checked the vent, they said it must have been a dead animal or something because they didn't see anything up there. Paula was identified as Paula Maldonado Fibres. Date of birth 3/11/98. On 7/28/2022, I spoke with her via telephone. Paula said that Adam, Kayla, and their 2 kids moved into the fit shelter about 2 to 3 weeks after she moved in. She recalled Adam one time bringing up his daughter, and when asked where his daughter was, he said she was with her mother, his mother, Harmony's grandmother. Okay, so here's another story from this POS. He told the girl in the shelter that that Harmony was with his mom, her grandma. I asked about a
Hey,
complaint that the
DC.
Montgomery's apartment smelled. And she said it was her friend Mandy who made the complaint. She stated Mandy dropped off some clothes for the newborn and noted the apartment smelled. Paula said that Mandy was now deceased. Jesus. I believe Mandy to be Amanda Crosby, 3/28/86, who Kayla identified as being a female who lived at the shelter who is now deceased. On 6/4/2022, I received a copy of maintenance reports. One report stated on 2/5/2020, while the Montgomerys still resided in apartment 1, the residents of apartment 2 noted there was a slight odor when they turned on the heat. In addition, on 2/21/20, there was a report of a weird smell coming from the vents inside of apartment 1. This is the same unit where Adam and Kayla lived. In Kayla's first proffer interview on 6/3/2022, she stated that after living at 177 Lake Avenue, that they moved to an apartment at 644 Union. Police were previously in possession of a lease agreement that was apparently signed by Adam and Kayla for themselves and 2 children to lease 644 Union Street. Where'd they get the money to move into an apartment? Kayla said that when they moved to the apartment at 644.
Okay, now this I think is the apartment where they found the biological evidence. Where they took out the refrigerator, some of the closet floor, and I think they actually took some plumbing out. Now this is a trigger warning. I want y'all to know that this is going to get a lot worse because they do stuff to little Harmony's body that trigger warning, just a trigger warning.
For Union, they brought Harmony's body with them. She said that Adam put the Under Armour duffel bag with Harmony's body into a plastic bin storage container, which was pushed on a stroller from 177 Lake Avenue to 644 Union Street. Kayla said that Adam first placed the plastic bin storage container into a closet, and then at one point took the Under Armour bag out of the plastic bin, and that Under Armour bag was leaking. Kayla said Adam put another trash bag around the Under Armour bag and placed it into the refrigerator. Remember the refrigerator that they took from that apartment building way back when? Kayla stated that at some point after Harmony's body was in the refrigerator, Adam transferred Harmony's body from the Under Armour duffel bag into a new bag. Kayla stated this happened in the bathroom. Kayla stated on the day in question, I'm going to throw up. Adam spent 4 to 6 hours in the bathroom with the shower running. Kayla then described Adam as placing Harmony's dead body inside of what she described as a Catholic Medical Center maternity bag. This bag was much smaller than the Under Armour duffel bag, and it would not likely fit Harmony's body unless it was dismembered or grossly distorted. Kayla described an odor coming from the bathroom and saw steam coming from the bathroom when Adam would open the door. She recalled the scent of cleaning supplies when Adam had finished up. Kayla said afterwards, Adam placed the CMC maternity bag inside the freezer. Oh my God. Lord help. Ugh. Oh, this is just disgusting, you guys. Disgusting. After Kayla's first proffer interview, investigators obtained an exemplar CMC maternity bag that they suspected might be the same one in which Harmony's body had been placed. During Kayla's second proffer interview at 6:23, she identified the bag shown below as the same style maternity bag in which Harmony's body was placed. How in the world would you fit a baby in there?
Okay, I want to stop this. Now, he had to have done something to Harmony's body to be able to fit this baby in this bag. So, yeah, he stuffed a 5-year old baby girl, a beautiful, precious 5-year old baby girl, in this bag. But this is not it. There's more to come. Even worse than this. Yeah, even worse than this, y'all. Trigger warning.
A 5-year-old? I can't, guys. Woo-wee. I hope this dude pleads guilty because I can't imagine sitting through this trial. I can't imagine being a juror. Oh, I'm just disgusted. I mean, this is a small tote bag, guys. Oh, Flo. Thanks. In her second interview, Kayla said that Adam actually transferred Harmony's body from the duffel bag to the CMC maternity bag while they were still at Lake Avenue. She said this happened a day after or two after maintenance checked the vent in their unit. And that the bags with Harmony's body were in the closet during that 1 to 2 day time frame. Kayla said that Adam made the transfer to the maternity bag in the bathroom of apartment 1, zipped it, and then put it in the closet. Come on. Now it's moved again. Kayla stated that she herself then brought the CMC maternity bag containing Harmony's body to Adam's place of work, Portland Pie Company restaurant. This was done at Adam's request the same day Adam transferred Harmony's body into the CMC maternity bag.
Okay, so he took Harmony's body and he was literally working in a restaurant and took the tote bag with Harmony's body in it and placed it in the freezer of this restaurant, y'all. The freezer of this restaurant.
Kayla stated she pushed SM and DM to Portland Pie Company in a front back stroller and the CMC maternity bag with Harmony's body was between the two boys in the stroller. Kayla said Adam kept the CMC maternity bag with Harmony's body in the walk-in cooler at the restaurant for a week or so. The bag was then brought to 177 Lake Avenue before being brought to 644 Union Street when the family moved. In speaking with former Portland Pie Company employee Cameron Gibney, date of birth 8/10/96, he stated he worked at the restaurant as a server in front of the house manager until a month before the restaurant closed. It closed on 3/1/2020. He recalled seeing the CMC bag in the cooler on a couple occasions on both the floor and shelf, but never questioned Montgomery about it since he knew he had children. You never wondered why this POS drug addict had a bag in in the freezer? You're the manager of the place? And you think a maternity bag in the freezer is okay? What? Gibney confirmed it was a tote bag with straps and stated possibly white with red or pink. Gibney confirmed he's seen Adam Montgomery and only him handling the bag and bringing it in. On August 23rd, 2022, he was shown a photograph of the bag and confirmed it was the same bag. Former Portland Pie Company employee Emily Thompson 3/17/97, worked as a delivery driver. Also vaguely recalled Adam tucking a bag in the cooler, but could not remember the details of it. So your cook and dishwasher has a bag in a freezer at a restaurant, and you don't wonder why?
Hey, MC
It should be
Liquid.
noted that Adam Montgomery
Hello.
worked at the restaurant as a dishwasher and cook between 1/4/2020 and 2/22/2020. He worked there for a whole month. Woohoo! Go Adam. These witnesses corroborate
Wow.
what Kayla stated about bringing Harmony's body in the CMC bag to Portland Pie Company. Harmony's body repackaged in the maternity bag. Are you kidding me right now? Kayla also advised in the 623 proffer that she was actually in the 644 Union Street number 2 bathroom when Adam took Harmony out. She
Okay, guys, this is probably the worst of all of what they do to this baby. So, trigger warning, just be warned that it's getting worse. So, I just want to warn you guys, give you a little heads up that they both do it. Not just Adam, but Kayla helps. Okay? So, here we
was in there. A photo of the bathroom follows her reference. This was taken recently and is only for size layout purposes. The personal possessions belong to a different tenant and not Adam and Kayla. This is the bathroom. Kayla stated that Adam took Harmony out of the bag in the bathroom so he could add lime to the CMC bag to help with the decomposition of Harmony's body. Kayla explained that Adam dumped Harmony's body out of the CMC maternity bag into the shower. I'm going to throw up. This is bad. Bad. Bad news. Kayla said Harmony wasn't bones. She had skin, teeth, and hair, and Kayla could still tell it was her. This bitch was in this bathroom when he did this. OMG. I can't imagine this goose chase that these cops went on to figure all this out. Kayla explained that Adam dumped Harmony's body out of the CMC maternity bag into the shower. Kayla said Harmony wasn't bones. Bubble, I already read that. Adam put about half the bag of lime or a little more into the maternity bag, and she showed with her hands that the bag of lime was consistent with a 40-pound bag. Based on Kayla's description of this process, Adam had a difficult time fitting Harmony back into the maternity bag. Harmony's body was frozen. Kayla only saw Adam run the hot water in the shower and tried, quote, squishing Harmony's flesh to thaw it and make it easier to fit her into the bag. Kayla helped cut Harmony's clothes off her body to make her fit into the bag better as well. Kayla described Adam eventually pushing on Harmony's body, and then she heard a bang. She was not able to elaborate on what this bang was. Adam also banged the maternity bag on the floor while zipping it. Kayla said that she also helped zip closed the maternity bag.
So basically, he broke her bones. He broke her bones to get her in there, basically. That's probably what she heard.
The maternity bag finally zipped shut, it was put into the apartment freezer. Adam then cleaned up the bathroom with ammonia. I can't. On 6/30, Detective Rahill received maintenance records from Dennis Cloutier, who was the maintenance person back when Adam and Kayla lived there. He is also the current maintenance worker. It should be noted that the service request was executed on 2/27 to their apartment. The request reads, snake tub and fix lever. This service request was 5 days after Adam's employment ended at Portland Pie Company. Oh my God. Now we have a U-Haul. Kayla stated that Adam kept the CMC bag with Harmony's body inside the freezer until sometime during the spring of 2020. She wasn't sure if it was March or May when Adam rented a U-Haul and during the overnight hours made a trip to an unknown destination to dispose of Harmony's dead body. Kayla stated she did not know the location of where he dumped her body. Kayla stated that Adam returned in the morning hours, but she could not recall an exact time. Kayla stated that around the time that Adam disposed of Harmony's body, they stayed in the Econo Lodge or Comfort Inn in Manchester. She said Adam brought the CMC maternity bag to the hotel and placed it in the mini fridge. Kayla said they were accompanied by Travis Beach, date of birth 7/26/84, and his girlfriend, who Kayla only knew as Brittany. Manchester police know Brittany to be a reference to a specific person, Brittany Bedard. Date of birth 11/29/1990. Kayla recalled that Adam went to rent the U-Haul with either Travis, Brittany, or both. Kayla saw the U-Haul from the hotel window and described it of a van with a large 1999 on the back.
That's what I'm not understanding. Why you had to have a
Kayla
U-Haul?
said after the U-Haul was rented,
I don't
Adam left in
understand
the
that.
middle of the night at approximately midnight or 1 a.m. Adam told her he was leaving and he would be back, and he took the maternity bag. She didn't see him have anything else with him. Kayla said Adam didn't want her knowing where he was going in case something like this happened. Kayla said Adam then returned at approximately 5 or 6 a.m. the same morning. When he returned, he seemed very tired. And he said words to the effect of, quote, "It's done." Kayla said she didn't see the maternity bag after that. It should be noted that in Kayla's second proffer, her statements were consistent about the U-Haul and did not materially differ from her original proffer. Around the time that the Manchester police began looking into the whereabouts of Harmony, the department established a 24/7 tip line. On 2/26/22, there was a call that came through the Harmony Montgomery tip line. PSS Stratton noticed the tip came from phone number 603-205-5255. I called the tipster, who wanted to remain anonymous. The tipster stated that a Jenny Paris, date of birth 11/21/82, and her boyfriend, Travis Beach, had come to the tipster's residence a month ago and disclosed that approximately 2 years ago, Adam Montgomery frantically asked Beach if he could rent Adam a U-Haul. The tipster stated that Adam did not disclose what the U-Haul was for, but stated that Adam asked Beach in a frantic manner to rent the vehicle. Detective Feliciano located Beach in Paris in the rear parking lot of the apartment building in their vehicle and attempted to interview Beach. Beach was uncooperative and stated he would not answer any questions unless it was with his attorney or probation officer. On 3/9/2022, Deputy U.S. Marshal Tufts and I made contact with Beach at the Hillsborough County Probation and Parole Office. I asked Beach to tell us about Adam asking for a U-Haul. Beach stated he recalled it was around wintertime, late 2019, early 2020. He had run into Adam on the street in the area of Union Bridge at the convenience store. Adam continued to say, quote, "I fucked up. I'm so fucked." Beach stated Adam wouldn't tell him what he meant when he said, "I fucked up. I'm so fucked." Beach stated he was with Brittany Bedard, and Adam was with Kayla and their 2 boys. Beach asked if he had ever seen Harmony, and he said he had not. Adam asked them to rent a U-Haul and recalled Brittany asking Adam to rent. Brittany recalled Adam renting Adam a box truck from the U-Haul in South Willow in Manchester. Beach stated they left there, and the next day Brittany called U-Haul to make sure Adam had returned it, and he had. Beach stated he never heard or seen Harmony, and he only knew Adam to have 2 boys. Beach stated that Adam and Kayla were living on the second floor of an apartment on Union Street at the time of the U-Haul incident. Beach was asked if he ever knew Kayla and Adam to have a car, and he stated he never saw them with a car. Beach was asked why he hadn't been cooperative initially, and he stated once he saw things in the news, he put 2 and 2 together and thought maybe it was related. As I continued to ask Beach questions, Beach then asked what I was getting at and stated he wanted an attorney.
So there was more people involved in this besides just Kayla and Adam. Thank you, DC Prime. Thank you for that super sticker. I hope in time someone will come forth for summer. I do too, DC. I really do. But thank you for that super chat. But you will you will hear here in a minute. I think he dismembered her because, and the way they talk is that they scattered her out throughout the county. But I'll let y'all listen. There's more people involved in this that knew about this than what they think.
On 4/20/2022,
Thank you, DC.
Detective Ray Hill and I interviewed Bobby Johnson, date of birth 8/10/81, an inmate at the Hillsborough County of Corrections, who wished to speak with us about the Harmony Montgomery investigation, specifically in regards to Travis Beach. Johnson has known Beach for 7 to 8 years. Johnson stated he had a conversation with Beach a few weeks prior at the end of March or beginning of April 2022. Johnson stated they were at a drug house getting high and smoking crack. Beach stated he had something to tell Johnson that was eating at him. Beach stated Adam Montgomery was one of his best friends. Johnson stated at present time, also at Johnson stated also present at the time was Beach's girlfriend, Jenna Lee Paris. Beach stated Adam called him and came over to his place, and Adam said he fucked up and that he did wrong and needed his help. Johnson stated Beach's girlfriend then stopped him from saying anything further to Johnson about Adam's statements.
They knew.
Johnson stated the tone of the conversation was that Beach was going to say that Adam unalived the child and disposed of the body. He stated Beach was saying Adam was with him for a few days to help him get rid of stuff. Beach stated they drove around the county, for the next few days getting rid of stuff. Johnson stated that Beach never mentioned body parts, but it was stuff wrapped in plastic or plastic bags.
Yeah.
Johnson also mentioned Adam asking for tools and supplies. It included blankets and tarps from Beach. Jenna Lee told Beach not to talk further because it could get him in trouble.
Awesome.
Thank you for subscribing, Claudette. Beach also stated to him that the police had been looking for him to ask him information. I asked who else was there during the conversation, and he stated Beach, Jenna Lee, and himself. Johnson added that he believed Beach mentioned the west side of Manchester as areas they went, and possibly a street starting with the letter C. Johnson also believed Beach was driving when all this happened. So an informant came forward, or an inmate came forward as an informant, said, hey, Beach drove this U-Haul. On 4/21/2022, Detective Ray Hill and I interviewed Travis Beach at the New Hampshire State Prison with his probation officer, Officer Wright. Beach stated that Adam requested he rent a U-Haul. Beach did not have a license, so he used Brittany to rent the U-Haul for them. Beach stated that Adam and Kayla were picked up from the Orange Street, Union Street area. He stated that they had children with them, but only 2. Beach believed that the weather was starting to get warm, but there was snow on the ground, and that this was potentially inside February-March 2020 timeframe. Beach stated he was staying at the Comfort Inn at this time, and that Adam and Kayla were staying at the Econo Lodge. He advised that during this time when Adam was requesting a U-Haul, Adam approached Beach saying he fucked up. He believed this to be after the U-Haul was rented. Adam never told Beach what he needed the U-Haul for, and Beach never asked. Beach advised that Adam told him he was having problems with DCYF, and that was why they were staying at the Econo Lodge. Prior to the investigation concluding, Beach signed a consent to search his Facebook account after stating he and Adam use this platform to communicate. Beach provided us his login information, and a preservation was completed for his account, which I identified as Facebook account TDBeach618. After the preservation was completed, I attempted to log into the account, but the login did not work.
So they had this plan.
In
He
her
had an accomplice.
6/3/2022
Several.
proffer, Kayla explained the reason that she said the last time she saw Harmony was when Adam dropped her off to work at Dunkin' Donuts, because Adam told her to say that time frame, and to say that Adam wasn't returning Harmony to Harmony's mother. She said, in essence, that Adam told her she wouldn't get in trouble if she just stuck to this story. On 6/9/2022, Detective Rahil and I conducted a voluntary interview with Nicole Giles, 131-1978, a former tenant of 177 Lake Ave in Manchester. Giles lived at the address during the time period when Adam and Kayla lived there. And she was an associate of theirs. Giles remembered going to the Econo Lodge to see Kayla and Adam during the time they were living at 644 Union. She advised she did not go in the hotel room, but believed she dropped something off to them. She also believed this was odd that they were renting a hotel while City Tufts of the U.S. Marshals and I were in Daytona Beach, Florida, to locate Brittany Bedard. With the assistance of the Daytona Beach Police Department, Bedard was located and agreed to a voluntary interview. We explained to Bedard why we wanted to speak with her, and she remembered going to Adam and Kayla's at 644 Union and playing with one of their children. She was able to pull up a photo she took during that time on her phone. The photo was timestamped 6:02 p.m. on 3/1/2020. Metadata also showed the photo with a GPS location of 644 Union, and Bedard provided us with her email address at that time. Bedard believed that around that time frame, she had rented a hotel room at the Econo Lodge. She stated she believed she tried to rent a room at the Comfort Inn, but did not end up renting it due to having to put a large deposit on the room. She believes she was refunded for the room and that they went to the Econo Lodge to rent a room. Bedard stated that when they were at the Comfort Inn with Adam, Kayla, and their kids, she remembers seeing a CMC bag in between Kayla's two children and a stroller. How could all these people? I can't. Bedard remembered staying on the third or fourth floor at the Econo Lodge, facing the parking lot in a room with one queen bed.
Okay, so basically, a lot of people witnessed this. A lot of people, there were more people involved in this case than in the cover up of getting rid of Harmony's little sweet body than just Kayla and Adam. And God forbid these precious little other children. Yeah, I think Kayla needs locked up too. Um, these precious other children that were witnessing this, I don't know how old they were, but I mean, their older sister was in a bag, dead, deceased. What kind of animals, you guys? What kind of animals does that? I mean, literally, what kind of animals beats a little baby girl like this to death with his fist, tortures her? This child was tortured, okay? We've covered this case for a long time, as y'all know, and it was said before this happened to her that her own uncle told on the news and to the police that he called the CPS because he was bragging about smacking this baby around and giving her a black eye. No wonder this baby was using the bathroom on herself. No wonder she was. And it probably got even worse as stress levels went up, as they lost their house and they were living in the car. And this baby couldn't go to a proper bathroom. You know, I know, believe. I mean, it's just horrific. It's absolutely, positively horrific at what this beautiful little precious child went through. Yeah, she was scared. He would make her stand in a corner for hours until she used the bathroom on herself. For hours. And bragged about it. And CPS failed her. They came and checked on her and knew that. I don't know how they didn't put the connection between the case where she was. I don't see how they didn't look and see that she was given to her dad, that her dad was a drug addict. He had charges against him. The bio mom, Crystal Sorry, she had nothing to do with this, but I still think she failed. Yeah, they sold their food stamps. Literally, these kids eat leftovers for Thanksgiving dinner. That was probably Harmony's last meal, was leftovers of somebody else's Thanksgiving dinner. Literally. And Crystal Sorry, I'll bring that up. I'll bring you the interview up with her. Um, she, to me, I feel like she failed Harmony because she knew he was mean to her, and she just no. I just don't. I feel like she's just as responsible for what happened to Harmony as what Harmony does. Here's an interview of Crystal looking for Harmony. And I mean, she seems like she's a little concerned, but not like a mother that has a daughter missing for 2 years. Um, Here's the interview. We'll bring that up. I'll bring that up and let y'all see that interview with Crystal Sorry, who is Harmony's mother. I mean, she really didn't even look for Harmony that long. So let's see here. Let's get to the point. This is News Nation. Let's see. BBB. He actually did an interview with her. Hang on. Here it is. Here it is.
Tell us something, because somebody knows something.
Crystal Sorry is Harmony's mom. Police say the 7-year-old little girl was missing for 2 years before detectives found out. She lived with her dad, Adam Montgomery.
Where did you think Harmony was for the last
I thought
2 years?
she was with her dad, and he was just being a jerk, really. That's what I hoped was happening, but in my heart I knew something was wrong. Something was very wrong.
Crystal says she last saw her daughter during a FaceTime back in 2019.
And what did she seem like when you saw her on FaceTime?
Terrified. I would say, hey, what's going on? What'd you eat for lunch? What'd you do today? Are you going to school yet? Like, how are your brothers and sisters? You got any friends? Little questions like, I'm her mom. Like, I want to know these things. I want to know she's happy. And every time I asked these things, he would pause it and he'd tell whatever he'd say to her. I can't hear him. He'd mute it. And he'd be like, don't tell her. Da, 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 don't. And she'd be like, and I'm watching her. So he'd unmute it. And I'm like, what's going on?
The father, Adam Montgomery, was arrested last week on assault charges, accused of hitting and abusing little Harmony. Police have not said yet whether he was involved in her disappearance or is responsible, but he has been charged with failing to have her in his custody and not knowing where she is. Crystal says he is extremely violent and would choke her when she was pregnant. She claims she tried expressing her concerns to authorities over and over again, but was ignored. She also admits she feels she didn't do enough to protect her little girl.
Do you feel any guilt?
Oh, yeah. Every day. Every day. I played a part in this. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm innocent. Like, I'm a recovering addict. Like, when I gave birth to her, I didn't know nothing about being a parent. I didn't know nothing about getting in recovery, but I never stopped trying.
And Harmony's mother believes that her daughter may have been sold for drugs by her father, Adam Montgomery.
I'm sorry, but I just feel like if all this was going on and she knew he was violent, why didn't she do more to fight for this baby? And if you go back and watch the original interview with her, I mean, she seems a little concerned, but not like a mother. No, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be judgmental, but 2 years without knowing where your baby is, and the last encounter you have with your child, the dad is being mean to the little baby, and the little baby is obviously really, really scared of him. They would have been better off and just took her to the fire department and left her. Why didn't her family try to get Harmony? Anyone know? Because Harmony's dad was her biological father, and in a social services case, the biological father and biological mother have more standing than the grandparents or the aunts and uncles. And so, if you go back and watch the interview with Crystal, she states that one of the CPS workers was either friends or a distant family member of Adam. And that's why they let Adam have Harmony. Harmony was actually in a good foster home with good foster parents. When I don't even know why he wanted her. Why did he want her? was he getting a check on her or something where she had a disability? That could have been something. I'm not for sure why he wanted her. I agree always late. I agree too. I totally agree. Reunification is always right answer. That's right. I remember. No thanks for reminding me. KM said Adam and Kayla only wanted her for money. They were getting. That's what I thought because she had a disability. So probably because of her disability, that might be why they they took her in and kept her. I don't know why, to be honest with you. I don't know why they did that, but that to me, for a parent on drugs, that would be the only reason why they would want her. And I've seen that happen before. Um, well, Kayla was drawing food stamps off of Harmony up until the day the cops knocked on her door. She continued to draw food stamps off of her. Probably an SSI check, yeah. She was born with a disability in her eye. Didn't they receive food? Yeah, for 2 years after she went missing. Now Kayla wasn't even with Adam; they were divorced, or maybe they're still married, but they wasn't together. He was homeless when they found him, and living with another girl who later ended up passed away and deceased. So yeah, you guys. I mean, it's something, and it's very 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 sad what happened to her. And it's I just when I heard this today, I was so angry. I was so angry. They wanted her for money. Absolutely. Absolutely. Snow said Law and Crime has new footage of Jad Norman. Your next show, Miss Daisy, or whenever you could. Yet I will be covering that. And I do want to also cover the teenage girl, because there's actually footage now of her running to the bathroom to deliver that baby. And I do want to talk about a little bit tonight. We can talk about it. But first, I want to ask you all to hit that subscribe button if you've not hit subscribe. I'm almost at 10,000 subscribers. If you've not subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. Please hit that thumbs up because that helps my algorithm and helps my channel this live be shown and bring more awareness to this precious little baby. And like and subscribe. And if you want to become a member, um, you're welcome to become a member and join the Critter Crime family over here, where we're going to start bringing more cases about these little babies. And Harmony, well, she has my heart. She's always had my heart, you all. Thank God Harmony's brother was adopted by that family. He saved, yes, yes. Too bad Harmony wasn't adopted by them, because I think they generally cared about Harmony. I can't believe Kayla had her body between those little boys in a stroller. Well, and that what got me the most is that Kayla helped dispose of her body. Like she helped cut off the clothes. I mean, here little Harmony is in a bag for months, months in a bag. And I don't even know what he did to get that baby in the bag. But can you imagine carrying around a 5-year-old little baby girl in a bag? I think Harmony was older than 5. Am I wrong? Wasn't Harmony a little older than 5 years old when she went missing when he did this? She was born in 2014. No, Kayla didn't die. He got a new girlfriend that he did allegedly was doing, drugs with, and I don't know what happened to her, but I think she passed away. Let's see, 2014 to 15, 2015 to 16, 2015 to 16, 2016, 17, 17, 18, 18, 19. She was 5 years old when he unalived her either late November. She was 7, but they said she was born in 2014. I think she's now 7 or probably going on 8. Was she 7 when she went missing? If she was 7, that would have made it even more harder for them to get. How in the world would you get a 7-year-old? She was 5 and now she's 7. I'm not for sure. I thought that she said that she was born in 2014. 5 years old. She would have been 7. Okay. So technically she was still 5 when she passed away. So her little body would have been the size of a 5-year-old. So sad, you guys. What that animal did to her is unreal. Absolutely unreal. And I pray that they will be justice for her. And make no mistake, I will be covering his trial. She would be 9 now. In 2014, she would be 9. Yeah, because she was missing 2 years before Summer went missing. So, yeah. She was malnourished. She probably looked like a 3-year-old. You're right. We don't know what kind of shape she was in. I don't know any recent photos of her. They probably never took photos of her after he took custody of her. He probably didn't take any photos of her. You're right. I mean, if all they had, I mean, these people were literally doing meth. And if you listen to Kayla Montgomery, I'll go back on my live, the trial that they did, Kayla did with over the guns. She talks about how bad that night was. I did an update on her not too long ago. Hang on just a second, you guys, and I'll bring that up. Let me see. I did an update on that, so I want you to hear what she has to say, Kayla, about that night or that day. I don't know what she was talking about, but I assumed it was the day that Harmony was killed. So let me see if I can find that, you guys. Hang on. Because I did this a few weeks ago, an update on Harmony. And I actually played that part where, hang on, guys. Hang on, y'all. I actually played the part where, okay, here it is, y'all. I'm going to play it again for you guys. Hang on. Hang on just a second, y'all. This is actually my live that I did a couple weeks ago on this. Let me take this picture down. Hang on. Okay, here we go. Let me see. There we go. Much better. Hang on, you all. Let me play this.
Stepmother, Kayla. But sometime in the fall of 2019, Harmony vanished. But no one said anything. There was no call to police. There was no alert. There was no search. Just a little girl missing and no one looking for her. That changed in late 2021 when her mother reported her missing. The search was intense, the investigation exhaustive, but the results not complete. Harmony was never found, but her father Adam was charged with her murder. He's on trial now for weapons charges, but we are learning a lot more about Harmony's tragic life from the testimony of witnesses, including her stepmother, Kayla. Tonight, we take an in-depth look at the life and disappearance of little Harmony Montgomery.
I do want to say something. Why didn't Kayla stand up and do something about it? He knew what she was doing to this baby. He knew she was abusing this baby.
Home with a mom, a dad, and some kids. and one of the kids goes missing and you don't know anything? Come on. She knows everything. I believe she knows everything. The prosecutors have to prove it in a court of law. We know that. But Kayla Montgomery is testifying in the weapons case because she's there. She's got her own legal problems. She's cutting deals left and right, trying to keep herself out of prison as much as possible.
I want y'all to listen to what she
But the
said.
testimony is giving us a peek inside the home. Let's take a listen.
This is how I'd use ChatGPT and AI to help start and automate an Amazon.
Lived back in October of 2019.
I was living at 77 Guilford Street in Manchester, New Hampshire,
How long did you live there?
for about a year and a half,
For a year and a half. Why did you stop living there?
because we got kicked out of the house.
Was that an eviction?
Yes,
Do you remember what month and what year that was?
November 2019.
When you lived at the 77 Guilford Street address, who did you live with there?
It was myself, Adam, Seamus, Declan, and Harmony. I was working up until November 2019 at Dunkin' Donuts. I would work 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. And Adam would be home with the kids while I'm at work. And he would drop me off and pick me up from work because I didn't have a license. And then after he would pick me up, I would be at the house with the kids, and he would leave some nights because we were using drugs.
When you say we were using drugs, what do you mean?
Like getting high, using heroin and crack and weed. I know that there were people at the house that came so that we could buy drugs off them, and Adam was showing them to those couple of people that came by trying to sell them. And I remember I was taking care of the kids, and I was looking to see what was going on in the living room from the kitchen, and it was just chaos in that house at that time, that same night.
Why was that? Why was it chaos?
It was just a lot of
Guys, this leads me to think what she's saying is that this is the night that he actually unalived.
That's what it sounds like. Yep. That's what I was going to say.
Baby
Mhm.
Harmon.
So did she just say he tried to sell them or sell them drugs?
Drugs.
Oh,
They
okay.
were
And
both doing it.
why didn't he work? Where's his job to go leave and go work and make some money?
He didn't. He was a bum. I think.
Bum.
She was doing the work. He was home with the kids doing God knows what. Well, you'll hear what he made little baby Harmony do here in a minute. Okay, here we go.
people going in and out, and taking care of the kids at the same time. It was, I don't even know.
And I think you said that night. Are we talking about nighttime?
Yes.
So the incident that you're describing, were you already aware at that point that the guns had been stolen from the Frayne house?
Yes.
All right. And you said people had come to sell drugs.
Yeah.
Was that to you or to someone else?
To Adam, but I was going to be doing the drugs too.
Okay. So they came to sell drugs to Adam. You were going to do the drugs as well.
Yes.
And it sounded like you said he offered to sell them the firearms.
Yeah, to trade them or buy them.
Oh, and we were taking care of the kids. You're not really taking care of the kids. You're not. I understand you got a drug problem. Whether you get help or don't get help for it, you can still pick up the. You know you can't take care of those kids, and you know you're not taking care of those kids. Do something. Reach out for help. Give the kids a chance.
Absolutely.
You didn't give Harmony a chance. Let's bring in our guest tonight.
A relative, but by a DCS or an FSSA worker who caught Kayla lying about those
Oh,
benefits.
look her put the tears
This was
on.
just
It's for
the
her
most
own self.
heartbreaking
That's what the
situation.
tears
No
are.
place for 3 tender-age children to be. Constant chaos, weapons, drugs, people in and out. If Kayla hadn't already told us that Adam killed her, we could have a dozen different suspects just from the amount of traffic going in and out of that home.
Yes.
Joseph Scott Morgan. People are going to get even more angry now. Let me play for you the New Hampshire Attorney General here. when he announced the charges against Adam for the murder.
Hey, have you ever heard something like this before? Who wants to make a zillion?
Yeah, I wanted to just show you all that. I wanted to show you Kayla specifically the way she talked. They were still in the house, so I think there's more to the story than what she told. Maybe, and this is something that just is allegedly that's popped up in my mind because baby Harmony was using the bathroom on herself a lot, and that's a sign of trauma, especially SA trauma. Now, I'm not saying she was or she wasn't, but if they were destitute for drugs, who's to say that they wasn't using little baby Harmony for other things? And I hope to God they wasn't, but we don't know if that's the whole true story about how she passed away or not. We don't know. Either way, it's sad. I think they should put a first-degree murder charge on this monster. I think that there should be a child abuse charge on this monster and his wife. I think that she should be an accessory to the fact, even because she helped abuse a corpse of Harmony's a corpse. I mean, what did she actually get? What kind of charges did this chick get? They said she got immunity. What does that mean? Immunity mean? Does that mean she gets to run free? Yeah, I know they were living in a car, but the way she sounded almost sounded like they were somewhere, not in that car. In that interview, but I'm sure the police, I think there's more to this story. And I believe that little Harmony was probably being, wow, she got out of it. I cannot believe that, you all. I cannot believe that she got out of that. That is just unreal. Justice for this precious little baby girl. That's all I can say is justice for her, because this Kayla, if she's sick enough to have a little baby, tiny 5-year-old in the back of the car and let this guy do the things that he did and then help disguise and help practically mutilate this little baby, how can they do that? Now, Tiny, you trying to be a meanie in here. I'm about to get you. This isn't about that. Nope, they never found Harmony. And the way it talked on the affidavit is that he most likely, with the witnesses and everything, he probably I don't know how to say that word where they take the baby. He probably not mutilate, but he probably put her in different pieces and took her out throughout the county and disposed of her. Because he packed her for months. You heard Kayla, where Kayla stated that she was decomposed. She probably got a lot more decomposed than that. So there probably wasn't a whole lot left of her. And I hate to say that. Thank you, dismembered Lisa. So there probably wasn't a whole lot left. He put her in that ceiling. He put her in the refrigerator. He put her in a cooler. He kept her in an Adidas bag. I mean, and then that little tiny bag, that little like CMG bag. This little baby, I mean, why didn't he just take her out somewhere and bury her? It would have been a lot better on him if he would have took her out and gave that precious baby a proper burial instead of doing the things that he did. I don't understand that. 2 years. 2 years. They never found her body, my 3 sons. But they kept the baby's body with them for quite a long time. It sounded like months to me. but I think it might have been longer than that. Maybe I thought they said 2 years in the cooler, but there's no way it could have been 2 years in that cooler. Maybe it was 2 months in the cooler at Kayla's mom's house. And get this, hello, Autumn Breeze. Get this. How in the world did she not know that Harmony was in there? They would have had to been acting suspicious and everything. I believe in my heart, allegedly, this is my feelings and my opinion only, that mother of Kayla knew Harmony's fate. I believe she knew Harmony's fate. There is no way that she would have picked up a cooler that had been sitting in her house for that long and move it to a closet and not look inside of it and could not smell the odor of a decomposed body. You know that if the people at the apartment complex could smell it, that she smelled it in that cooler. I know. I definitely know. I don't think Candace would have immunity. Kayla did. It's sick. It's just sick. Yes, it is, Johnny Kramer. It's very, very sick and very, very sad. And I'm going to be bringing more cases to you all. I wanted to cover the submarine case, but there's really not much to talk about that. Just that these were people that paid money to go down and look at the Titanic, and I heard that their equipment wasn't so good that whenever anybody tried to go down there, it always tore up. And now they're lost and they can't find them, and they only have so many hours of air left with that. And yeah, she agreed to tell if they not. Yeah, that's how they found out to get at him. But why the second degree? I mean, why would he get a second degree? I don't understand that. Does any of you law people out there understand why he would have got a second degree murder charge instead of a first degree? I mean, especially with what he did. I mean, because look at Evelyn Boswell's mom. They gave her 2 counts of first degree murder. I heard they only had 48 hours. A billionaire is missing in it too. Yes, somebody had said, I was watching a YouTuber earlier that said that they thought that maybe they landed on the Titanic and it collapsed with them, and that they're stuck in the Oh yeah, I think so too, Trouble. I think first degree premeditated. It's not meditated. I know, Carly. Can you imagine being trapped in that thing? Yes, they found the body of a baby Evelyn Boswell. They found the body of baby Evelyn Boswell in a trash bucket or in a trash can in a bag upside down with her head contorted backwards. And they said that they put the baby in there while she was still alive in a building. So they disposed of her while she was still alive. I'm thinking that they may not have known that Evelyn was still alive and they placed her in that. Y'all, it's sad. It's so sad. It was 200,000 a seat. You had to be rich to get a seat, but you can have mine. I wouldn't want to go down there. They wouldn't pay me to go down there. I'm claustrophobic, y'all. So there's no way Daisy Cow would have went down there. That billionaire was on Elon Musk's first trip into space a few years ago. Y'all, let me tell you something. They said today that it was more dangerous to go under the sea than go to space. That I guess the pressure or something, I don't know, but they said it was more dangerous than that, and that it wasn't very, very safe. But who would pay to want to go down? Oh no, 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 sir. You would never get me in nothing like that. I couldn't imagine what those people are going through right now. Just, I could not. So sad that there are so many children out there right now going through this abuse. I know I just wanted to go save her. I wanted to go save her. That's what I wanted. Poor Harmony makes me sick. Kayla knew all this time. Adam, that monster, when weeks with body, yeah, and a bag of cooler, yeah. I heard there was a 15-year-old and his father on there. Yes, a 15-year-old went with his father, so it's a father and son that's lost on on that trip. I couldn't even go on a submarine at Disney. Oh no, you ain't gonna get me in nothing like that. No, ma'am. I don't want to go to space or sea. Me neither. Like I heard a while back that they were paying people to go live it forever, like the rest of their life on Mars. I don't know if it was just a rumor or not, but there's no way in hell I would want to live like that. No way. I don't want to go to Mars. No. I have no desire to go to Mars. What these people put up with just their piece of S man. Yeah, no man is worth that. A 19-year-old, not 15. Thank you, Mrs. H. He's there with his dad. Okay. Thank you for correcting that. But that's sad. That's very, very, very sad that they're stuck in that submarine and it's untelling where they're at because the sea is deep, y'all. I just want to go to heaven, Miss Daisy. Me too, Peppa. That's the only place I'm going. But a lot of people are adventurous and they like to be adventurous, and a lot of people are not scared of closed spaces, like I am. So it is very, very scary and a sad story, and I hope they find them. I hope they can locate them and bring them up before it's too late for them. Back in Tennessee, my friend who is a pharmacist went every summer deep sea diving. He did it, and I know for 25 years they looked for treasures. This last, he didn't make it. Oh no. Yeah, my son-in-law likes to scuba dive. That's what he does. He deep seas, and I kind of worry about him. That I know people love that adrenaline, but man, I think I'm living a thrill seeker life living with California earthquakes. That's about as far. I bet you are, Debbie. I do too. When you panic, you breathe faster, therefore use up air. And I'm sure these people are panicking right now. I mean, I would be already. Good evening, Jeannie. First degree is the intent of murder. Intent is malicious thoughts. The person planned the murder before it was committed or lying await. God's laws on malicious murder speaks of this. Wow. So that's why he's got a second degree murder charge on him, right? I can't fathom what they are feeling if they are trapped. I know, you guys. That is a panic like you never. Listen, y'all. I couldn't even get in an MRI machine, an open MRI machine. Leave alone get on a submarine and go all the way down in the ocean for days. No, ma'am, or even hours. And listen, I took an airplane and I was on there 3.5 hours, and I was ready to get off that plane. I was ready to get off that plane. I was starting to panic. They are in pitch black, even with eyes open, living in their minds only. Oh my goodness. Oh, that is so scary to think about, Danny. That's very, very scary. That is definitely one of my biggest fears right there. Is just to be in a. I don't like the thought of entrapment. I think they may have food and water. I don't know. They're all. I don't know what's involved with them going down there. I know that the contraption is very, very, very small. I know it's small, and so, um, yikes! I mean, I don't even think they have room to even move around. To be honest with you, let me see if I can bring up a picture of the submarine. Hang on. The submarine missing. Let me bring it up. So this is a live coverage of it. Leaders have its significance concern. It's a Titanic tourist submarine. Well, let's bring that up. And I was going to do that in a separate live, but we've already finished with Harmony's story, so I was just going to. So look how small that is with them people in it. Can you imagine being trapped in that thing? Isn't the Titanic on the bottom of the Atlantic? Yeah. So that's where they went, and that water's extremely cold. Listen, I would rather just go very fast and drown than be stuck down there at the bottom of the ocean like that. I'd be trying to get out of that submarine, y'all. I know there's no way you could, because they said even if they surfaced, that they couldn't get out. If they didn't find them, if they surfaced, because there's a piece of technology that's on that if there's a malfunction, that it'll go to the bottom and then it will resurface and float to the top. They said even if it resurfaced on its own, that they cannot open it. They have to have people come to open it. They couldn't get out even if they did go to surface. So let's see what they got to say here. These are ads, always an ad.
Search efforts with the U.S. and Canadian Coast Guard, Air National Guard aircraft, and the Polar Prince, which has searched a combined 7,600 square miles, an area larger than the state of Connecticut. Those search efforts have not yielded any results. Search efforts have continued through last night and today. Today, the vessel Deep Energy, a 194-meter pipe-laying vessel, arrived on scene with underwater ROV capability. They have rendezvoused with the vessel Polar Prince and commenced an ROV dive at the last known of the position of the Titan and the approximate position of the Titanic wreck. This is a very complex search, and the unified team is working around the clock to bring all available assets and expertise to bear as quickly as possible in an effort to solve this very complex problem. We know there's about 40 hours of breathable air left based on that initial report. Again, that was just the initial report based on 96 hours. You're talking about a search area that's 900 miles east of Cape Cod, 400 miles south of St. John's. So logistically speaking, it's hard to bring assets to bear. It takes time, it takes coordination. And then we're dealing with, two pieces of, you're dealing with a surface search and a subsurface search. And frankly, that makes it an incredibly complex operation.
So there you go, y'all. Little bitty submarine, y'all. Scary, 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 scary. So I wouldn't want to get on it, but a lot of people does. They want to go and be a part of it. So yeah. So there you go. So I thought that, it would be something to talk about a little bit on here after the Harmony story. But yeah, I wish more people would watch the Harmony Montgomery story, because she really does deserve attention as well as other children does, and monkeys, little baby monkey as well, his story, which I think Brandy's done a good job of keeping his name out there. But poor little Harmony, she didn't have no one. Hey, Bella Star. They were given one sandwich and one bottle of water each so they wouldn't need to go to the bathroom. What? And they've been missing since Sunday, and this is Tuesday night, 2 days. Yeah, Harmony's story is very, very heartbreaking. I don't know if you've got to read the affidavit and everything she went through, Wildfire, but if you haven't, you can rewind this live and watch it, because we go over it. $250,000. I wouldn't pay $5. They couldn't pay me $250,000 to get on that. There's no way I would get on that. No way in this world. No, sir, ma'am. No, sir, ma'am. That's what I was kind of thinking, Debbie, that they might. Yes, Harmony's case is very, very heartbreaking. Very, very heartbreaking. She does deserve so much more. They have an affair until Thursday. I pray that they're right. Yes, I seen it and it made me ill. So sad, y'all. So, so, so sad. But guys, I've been on here for 2 hours and 25 minutes. We've covered the Harmony Montgomery story. And I just wanted to do a little recap of the submarine story. I think I'm going to go ahead and get off here tonight. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button and please hit that like button because it helps my algorithm and helps my channel grow. If you've not become a member, please consider subscribing to my channel. And guys, please pray for this baby. I know she's in heaven with Jesus right now. She's no longer in pain, but pray for justice. That's what I'm saying. Just pray for justice for baby Harmony because she needs it. She needs justice, and pray for any other little child that's living in the same exact situation, sitting out in a car, homeless and hungry because their parents cannot get off drugs and love their drugs more than they do their child. And so just pray for these babies. I pray every single day for these little babies of our world. So yes. Mr. Harrison and his son is a UK billionaire. Great live. Thank you, Johnny Critters. Johnny. I just want to say this. Good night, you guys. Like I said, just say a prayer. We know Harmony's in a better place. She's with Jesus, but pray for her justice and her brothers. She has brothers on her dad's side and her mom's side. And pray for all of each other, especially in summer. God bless everybody.